Well, hello everybody, it is Brad.
And I'm Christa.
With the Big Family Homestead, yay! Crowd goes wild.
The crowd is wild.
The crowd is wild.
Yes.
Well, we don't really have a crowd in our
really.
living room right now.
No, they're all outside.
The animals are being tended to in the barn. So,
they literally are. The kids are out playing.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. And I saw in a comment that Amanda Rollison had such a very kind thing to say that I want to say thank you to you before you go, because she said she's got to go. She can only hang out for 5 minutes.
Oh, goodness. Well,
She'll watch the replay.
Yeah.
But she said the money-saving tips helped their family out a lot, and wow, what a blessing. And thank you for saying so.
Thank you so much for letting us know that. It helps to reaffirm what we're doing and why we're doing this. So yeah. I'm really glad that we were able to help.
Well, and the truth is we could all use a little bit more funds, and we could all probably benefit a lot if we were being more frugal and just being wise with your money, a good steward of your money.
Exactly.
So I don't know if did you get your stuff hooked up over there?
I have not. I was looking through recipe books and I forgot to get my computer set up. So bear with me for just a second.
Yeah, you do your thing, baby. And I'll tell you, the way that this works is we actually go through the meal planning that we do personally for our family for the month. So we have like a we've taped this.
We have
thing.
A powwow.
We've got the meal for the month, the actual chart. And Christa, have you not had that available for download anywhere?
If you do want this document, email Brad.
Info.
No. Okay, just email me.
Right.
My email is very easy. It's Christa, Christa, Big Family Homestead, there's no dot, @gmail.com. If you want this document, please send me an email, and I will be happy to send that link to you.
Okay.
So.
And as you're almost done getting ready there, one of the things that we've found, guys, and it's no joke, is that when we don't follow our meal plan, we spend nearly double, if not more. Oh, there's the windows open and there are guys driving by on ATVs.
Well, and also no, I don't want that large. We're scrambling around to figure out what's for dinner.
If you don't follow your plan.
Right.
And here's a funny side note of living here in Wisconsin is there are very few restaurants at all where we live. And the ones that are nearby, there's only like one or two that are like, okay.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Without naming names?
Ish.
And they're all expensive, except for one. One. But it's kind of like truck stop food.
Yeah.
So when we don't stick to the meal plan and we eat out, not only is it costing us a lot of money, but it's also not good for us, health-wise.
Right.
And it's not that great.
No. And, we have several meals that are quicker, but, it's, okay, all the meat's frozen. Okay.
Well, we forgot to do that.
Right. So we have been, this last month has been down the drain with,
there's been a lot of
poor
change.
planning. Yeah.
There's been a lot of change. We had some guests over. And the ironic thing about the guests, the Sparks family, is that they eat healthy generally.
Yeah.
But then for whatever reason, our brains didn't click together and we didn't go, hey, well, we like to eat healthy. And it just didn't, for whatever reason, it didn't happen until the very end.
Right.
And so we're going to go through our plan. We're going to show you, even old plans. Let's show you this. Old plans, and how we do it. And we will tally up our money, what it's going to cost. We're not going to be like specific to the penny, but we'll go, okay, this is about that much and this is about that much. A few caveats that you need to know about our meal planning. We'll tally it up for you money-wise, like, okay, this month would cost, $250.
Right.
Or whatever for you. For us, we're going to tell you also what it would really cost us because we raise our own chickens for meat. We have eggs, we have milk, Mama's making cheese, we have our own beef cows, we have our own pork, and for us, it's probably a quarter of the cost of what it'll cost you. However, we're going to tally it up for you, and you're going to see, you're going to be able to save a ton of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Save a ton of money.
I need to pull this bench in.
Oh, sorry, baby.
No, that's okay. It's just too far away from me.
Okay.
I need to lean back some and.
Debbie Bailey has a question about our cookbook. On page 26.
62.
Sorry.
You're not dyslexic, are you?
I might be. What do they say? It says I don't know.
Oh, brother.
Okay.
What's the temperature? Let me read it really quick. I forgot to put that on there.
Boo.
You know, I apologize to all of you.
This is our first cookbook.
This is our first cookbook, and we have learned that there's lots of mistakes, and we're going to fix those. We're going to fix those.
And for those of you who've bought one already, you will get a corrected copy.
Right. You know, put it in the oven at 350 because that's not too terribly hot. If it's a glass pan, you know, if you're using a dark pan, reduce the temperature to 325. But I would check it at 15, 20 minutes. You know, check it until it's
fast.
Done. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I apologize for that.
All right. So that said, the first thing we do is we compile all of the stuff, our resources. We get all of our resources that we want to use in one spot. I generally am the keeper of the old menu plans. And then what we do is we'll have new idea plans, like that cookbook there.
Right.
This one here. Let me show you.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
We got this when we lived in Cincinnati, and it was a push for Michigan State University Extension for people to eat more healthy.
Right.
And some of the recipes that we found in here are just off the chain.
They're
awesome.
really, really good.
You know, like
stuffed cantaloupes.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
Here.
There's this one here, this peach and
Ooh,
cabbage slaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peach and cabbage slaw.
Yeah,
That sounds
pocket
good.
peach pies. You guys have no idea how easy it is to make this kind of stuff. Well, or maybe you do. I shouldn't say that.
Well, those are like sides, but they have all the recipes and.
Yeah, I think I've misplaced the other one. I'm not exactly sure where the other one is, but here's eggplant recipes. I got this from a farmer's market, and it was great. Like here, corn and tomato salad. I would have never thought to put those two things together.
Corn fritters, yum.
And corn fritters, celery sticks. Well, yeah.
That's basic stuff.
Basic stuff.
Okay.
But anyway.
What we do, though, is we gather all our resources. If there's like a cookbook that we've gotten from a garage sale or something and you're pouring through and you go, oh, wow, this is good.
Right.
We can make this work.
Right.
We just grab all that stuff.
Right.
So Mama's got a stack of cookbooks over there that you can't really see.
No, I've got a few of them over here. And I noticed that some of you were confused about the date on our calendar. We save all of these. This is actually a calendar from 2016, from August.
Well, and there's good reason for that, too. Because when you're sitting down to make these plans, a lot of times you'll just get stuck. And you'll be like, and then you get in a rut and you just cook the same thing that you always do.
Right.
And it's like, okay, spaghetti again this week? Spaghetti again this week? No, no.
No, I don't want to have spaghetti 3 times this week. No,
Or
thank you.
3 times a month. We have spaghetti probably twice a month.
Right.
And that's an excellent, cheap meal. I mean, you can get away, if you don't put meat in their spaghetti, if you're like, okay, let's just do spaghetti and bread or spaghetti and salad, you're talking $4 to feed your whole family.
If you have a large family.
Yeah.
You know, we use about 1.5 pounds of noodles, and we always have some left over.
Yep.
And then 2 cans of sauce. So we're at about 350.
Yeah.
If we're not using any meat.
Right.
And I make the bread.
So that's like 25 cents.
Right. And if we do use meat, we're using meat that we raised ourselves, and it was, I think we worked it out to be $1.20.
Just above $1 a pound.
Yeah, something. It was less than $1.20 per pound.
But keep in mind, that's not just your hamburger. That's your prime ribs, like plural.
Yes.
That's all your ribeye steaks are $1.20 a pound.
Yeah.
Because you figure it overall. But anyway, so first things first, we know that what we do is we have some recipes that we're generally always going to put on the menu plan because number one, they're good for you, and well, not relatively good for you, but mainly they're affordable and the kids like them, and we just know like spaghetti is going to be on the meal plan twice a month.
Right.
So go ahead and pick away, Mama, and I will put you on the close cam here.
Okay, so I've got to put the month on here. What month is this? Oh, we're starting out with May, but it's also June.
Right.
Because we start June 1st on Saturday. So today's the 30th. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah.
Correct.
31st, and then 1. So I put the numbers in here. So it's just one blank calendar.
Can I make
ahead.
a request of you, baby?
Yes.
Actually, you keep writing. I'm going to go do this. There's a glare coming off of that window there, and I want to get rid of it so that it's easier for them to read the paper. So chat to them.
So, like I said, this is a blank calendar. You can put whatever month on here if you want to pre-make them. You're more than welcome to. This is just, I made this with Google Docs, and you can, if you want to know how to do that, you open up, if you have a Gmail, you have Google Docs for free. And then you just you open a Google Doc, a new one, and then you add a table. That's all. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 7 days. So 7 across, 5 down, and and then you just stretch it out. You gotta shut the window.
Now I've closed the window shade, but now it's making a shattering sound.
Bit by a mosquito or something. 23, 24, and there's 30 days in the month of June. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. Right? There is 30 days in this month, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Or next month.
Oh, I believe so. Okay. All right, we're back.
Yeah.
All right, we plan our meals. I'm going to read some comments as you're doing your thing there.
Okay.
Scott Franklin, North Carolina, says, we plan our meals for the month, but not by day or week. We know what we have and can change or mix up. Only being 2 of us, now our food bill dropped to $100 to $150. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, how extravagant we can get, he says.
Yeah. Well, depending.
Right. No, I think he's being a tad bit sarcastic.
Well, maybe.
So
I think he's just saying, hey, if they want to spend more, then it's a little more.
You can. And that's actually, that is a reasonable amount of money for that amount of people.
Well, and we know he grows a lot of food, too.
Right.
Yep.
Right. We have a lot of our own meat that Brad told you about earlier. So we plan ahead, and what we have done is we have made it to where every year we put a steer in the freezer, and every year we put a pig in the freezer. So that way, we know that meat will last us an entire year.
Yep.
And it has so far worked out beautifully.
Yep.
We still have probably half of the steer we put more than half, we put in the freezer this last October. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we did put we put a Holstein heifer that was a Freemartin, which means she couldn't be bred. We put her in the freezer the previous December. We actually got a bit less meat off of her than we did the steer.
Yeah.
So
Different breeds.
we were trying to get in that routine of putting a steer and a pig in the freezer every year so that we have enough meat for the year.
However, we realize a lot of people can't do that.
Right.
Or they don't have access to that. So we're going to take that into account as we're doing this today.
Right.
So go ahead and slap spaghetti on there, Mama. Pick 2 spots.
Slap.
And one of the things that we do is we'll keep our nicer meals for like a Sunday or a Saturday or even a Friday because we'll have more time to prepare them.
Right.
So
you
would not put a spaghetti there.
No, we put spaghettis on a night where usually if there's church or some event that we've got to get to.
Yep, because it's easy, it's fast. Even if and another thing is even if we forget to pull the meat out of the freezer, it still only takes about 45 minutes in hot water to thaw it to where I can start cooking it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, and we don't ever thaw in the microwave.
No. That's not thawing. Okay, so we got 2 spaghettis on there. Another thing that we do, now these spaghettis, once again, if you're talking a pound of noodles, if you're a smaller family, that's $1. If you went with the canned sauce, that's $1. That's it.
Right.
So if you got a good deal on your ground beef, you put a pound of ground beef in there, you're talking less than $4, $5.
Well,
depending on the price of beef.
Right. Ground beef is, I don't know exactly how much ground beef is.
I don't know either.
It's
because it's been a long time since we bought it.
Yeah, we haven't bought it for over a year, almost a year and a half.
I
but
think I've seen it like $2.99 a pound.
yeah, when it's on sale. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. Get your local advertisements.
Yep.
Shop for things while they're on sale.
Right.
Buy in bulk when
If
they're
you
on
can.
sale, if you are able to. Right.
Right.
So that way, then you can put those in the freezer.
Right. So those are $5 meals right there. And then if you watch some of Krista's bread making videos, oh my gosh, her artisan bread, it takes no time to make it.
Right.
It costs less than $1 to make like 4 or 5 loaves. And it is the best for like, you break a big crusty piece off, and I like to use the dipping oil, so you'll get a nice olive oil, put a little salt, a little pepper in there, and then I'll even throw some Parmesan cheese on top of there.
Yep.
And the kids are all in there, and they'll devour a loaf of bread that's like this big, like half the size of a basketball.
A 1 pound loaf. Usually we use like 1.5
Yeah.
loaves. So when we have dinner like that.
Heather Owen is saying it's $2.29 at Aldi in South Carolina.
That's a good price.
That's a great price.
That is a great price. I like I said, I've not even looked at the price of ground beef in the last year.
We need to take that into account for that.
Right.
Okay, so another meal that is always going to be on our menu plan at least twice a month is either tacos or Mexican. We call it Mexican mess, and I don't know why. We just grew up with it.
Yeah.
It's basically your nachos and your meat and your cheese and whatever toppings you want. You throw it all in a bowl.
Mix it up. It just looks like a mess.
Right.
Yeah.
But we love Latin food, and you know what we have not had in a long time would be quiero arroz con pollo.
Quiero?
Please, I want chicken and rice.
You want chicken and rice.
Red beans and rice.
You know what's funny is I have it open to that in the cookbook.
The cookbook has her red beans and rice recipe, and let me tell you what, I could sit and eat that entire bowl of beans without a dang thing, and it's so good. But you got to follow her recipe.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this arroz con pollo and the red beans and rice is 2 different recipes.
I know. I want chicken, and then I want
red beans and rice. You don't want them together. Gotcha. Okay, so that is a very good recipe. I like that one a lot. So
okay, so now make sure that we have that
on Saturday.
Saturday sounds great.
Because Claire is home from work.
And I'll grill the chicken outside.
Yeah.
I'll grill it outside. And you know what? Steve Gunink. Dang it, man. I'm sorry. He makes this seasoned blend that I believe he sells. If he does, you need to get some because it is delightful.
Yeah.
He sent us some and we're very grateful.
Yeah.
It's called gunpowder. Yeah.
So
And well, let's make sure, you know what? We've had tacos a lot lately.
And our tacos are very simple. And if you've ever been to Taco Bell and ever had their double-decker taco supremes, okay?
This is how she does it.
This is how I do it. I love those. However, I've altered it some. Imagine that. That's just what I do. So I take a soft tortilla and I smear sour cream on it. Not a lot, just enough to cover it.
So you get sour cream in every bite.
So you get sour cream in every bite instead of refried beans, which I'm not a huge fan of refried beans. I like them. I know you do. And then I put the flat
the crunchy
taco on top, and then I put my meat, my cheese.
So she folds it up like that.
Right. So it's a double-decker taco supreme, but instead of refried beans, I have sour cream in every bite.
Yes.
So
it's delightful.
yeah.
But we've had it a lot lately.
The kids like doing that now too. So
what about some enchiladas?
I don't like enchiladas, but I'll
What about chicken burritos?
That I can do that.
Chicken burritos, because
Yeah.
we can make that stretch. You know, you make it stretch with rice, like a nice tray of chicken burritos. Maybe I'll put some enchilada sauce on mine.
Okay, that works.
Chicken burritos, and if you stretch it with a nice flavored with your sazon rice.
Oh yeah.
You put a little cheese in there, and you're done. And you're talking a tray of chicken enchiladas. Probably only cost you, because you're going to stretch it.
You're going to stretch it with rice,
like
which is
$5.
inexpensive. I would say you only
$5.
really need a pound, not even a pound
No,
of
and
chicken.
then you shred it.
You shred it. I like to cook it in the crock pot.
Yes.
And and then you put the seasoning on there and a little bit of water, and it just makes it so fine. And then you know what I do to break it up? Instead of using the forks, you take a beater.
Oh yeah,
the beaters. The hand mixer, and you just stick the beaters in there, and it's done in a minute. It's awesome. I love that.
Well, why don't you find a spot for the
all right,
that chicken enchiladas?
Okay, we'll do
maybe
that.
on a Thursday. You think?
Sure.
And just okay. Let's see.
Chicken burritos, not enchiladas. You got enchiladas on the brain.
Chicken burritos, yeah. Okay, guys, here's a question, and this is going to be participation day. And I'm going to ask you a few questions, and everybody's got to type. Everybody's got to type your answer, okay? So when we're talking about entrees, the main dish, what is something that your family has to have every month, and you love it?
Yeah.
And that way we can all have different ideas. Maybe we can grab some new things.
Steven says he wants lasagna.
Lasagna. Oh,
Brad
my
makes
gosh.
some of the best lasagna, honestly. I don't make lasagna because I mess it up.
Two Sparrows Homestead is asking, does anyone know how to make sour cream?
Yes. We made a video on it, and it is super, super easy.
Yep.
It's lemon juice and sour cream. Or no, I'm sorry, not sour cream. Lemon juice and cream. And then you let it sit out on the counter. Just a pint. You add a pint of, is it a cup of cream? And then I think a tablespoon of lemon juice. And you stir that up and you let it sit. So it sours it. You let it sit on the counter for 24 hours. Isn't it 24 hours?
Yes. And then
Can't
you're going to
remember.
strain it.
No, you don't strain it.
You don't strain that?
No, you don't strain it. Then you put it, don't mess with it, just put it in the refrigerator. And then it will become thicker in the refrigerator.
Sorry, I'm reacting to some of these recipes that people are saying. Like, I love hamburger patties with gravy and mashed potatoes. I love it. That's got to go on there.
What?
Mashed potato, or
hamburger gravy?
Hamburger gravy
Okay.
and mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Grilled riblets. That sounds yummy.
You know, I really like the country style ribs.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not even sure.
They're beef.
Are they beef? I thought
Beef.
they were. Because they don't have any bones in them.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Those
I
are
know
the
what you're talking
pork
about.
ones.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't even know what cut of meat they are, but I really, really like those.
King Ranch chicken. That sounds good.
Never heard of it.
But make sure you put the ground beef on there. That's a weekday.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Okay.
Yeah, let's see what you got so far.
Hamburger.
Close up. Extreme close up.
Whoa.
Tina, can you briefly describe King Ranch chicken in a text there, please? That sounds delightful.
King Ranch chicken.
Hot hamburger sandwich patty, mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh yes.
That is okay.
That's dude food.
That's total dude food.
Dude food.
He loves the hamburger gravy. It's so thick with the mashed potatoes and the gravy. I can only eat a little bit. It's so thick. It's hard to
Well, I like, and you can thin it up. You know
I
what?
know.
You know why I like
it's
it?
because of the mashed potatoes.
You know why I like it? And this is going to sound funny to you guys, but it's a memory. I have a fond memory of the lunch ladies in school. When I was younger, I would. One of the reasons I'm probably so big is I would totally I would sweet talk the lunch ladies. I mean, boy, oh boy, this is so great. Thank you so much. Man, this is just delicious. And they'd give me extra food.
Yeah.
And that mashed potatoes and hamburger gravy, that's one of the things they would give us, and it's just a fond memory.
Well, your favorite lunch lady, remember?
Oh, this is a true story, okay. I graduated from high school mid-year early because I was joining the Marine Corps. I was going in for the band. I played alto saxophone, and I auditioned, and I made it to go play in the President's jazz band. And I was just gone one day. And this poor lunch lady, I was so nice to her. She went and found out who I was in terms of, she knew my name, but she found out who I was. She found out my mom, and she wrote her this letter. She wrote and just said, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get emotional because my mom. She's not with us anymore." But she wrote this really awesome letter and just said how respectful I was and how nice I was in light of a lot of the jerky kids. And while I was in boot camp, in training, my mom sent me this letter and told me how proud she was. Yeah. And just a good mom moment. So anyway, lunch ladies, I salute you.
Yeah.
And lunch dudes.
And what's funny is then several years later, Mom became a lunch lady.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It was not on purpose.
Not on purpose, but that was great.
Okay.
I would love to be a lunch lady, Anna says. I am sure there's a school that's hoping that you'll say yes. Because it's hard to be a lunch lady.
Well, they work a lot more than people think.
Yeah, lunch ladies are the crew in the cafeteria are severely taken for granted. Brad's sister, my sister-in-law, works in a lunchroom right now, and it's hard. She says it's really hard. So if you can do it, please serve those little kiddos because they need a good healthy meal.
Yeah, I mean you know what's going on in the world, and it's easy to see the kids that don't get a lot of food at home.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me. I know we're getting kind of off topic.
Sorry, rabbit trail.
But when I went down to Haiti as a mission, I was basically, my job was film these missionaries. They had an orphanage and they had a clinic and they had this missionary building. And my job was to go and film everything so that I could compile it and make it into something so that people would get involved and give money to help keep the mission going.
Yep.
Well, and one of the things they were working with was a school down there, but they discovered that the kids were doing very, very poorly, and they discovered that it was because they weren't eating.
Right.
They were not getting enough nutrition. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things we started raising money for was we actually built a cafeteria and staffed it, and now these kids get a nice hot big meal at least once a day.
Yeah.
And they found out they started just skyrocketing in terms of attention and grades and everything. So anyway, my rabbit trail is over, but yes, lunch ladies, we salute you. Lunch men, okay.
Definitely.
Okay, so here we go. I'm seeing lots of great recipe ideas, guys. Okay, the King Ranch chicken. King Ranch chicken, cooked chicken, corn shells, and made with Regillo tomatoes, mushroom soup, cream of chicken soup, chicken broth, a layer. Oh wow, that sounds really interesting. Huh. I mean, we don't do the cream of.
I know.
We make our own.
I don't use cream of soup cans in any way anymore. We
make our own.
We make our own.
Yeah.
And that probably needs to be a video on how to do that, because that is, it's super easy, and it saves a ton of money, you know, honestly.
Okay,
so.
we should probably I should stop talking about all these stories so we can get back to actually planning.
Nah, it's all right.
Okay, so other things that we generally have, those are musts. Mm-hmm. Do you want to put Mexican mess or tacos later in the month?
Yeah, I can do that.
Because tacos, again, guys, it doesn't cost that much money. If you can cut your the big expense in tacos would be the ground beef, right, or the chicken, or however you want to make them. Well, make some rice. Throw a little seasoning in the rice. That cuts the cost a lot. Same thing with refried beans if you like that. That way you could get away with a half pound of meat for a family of 4 if you're adding those things in, and they're still tasty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so other things. Let's take a look. We try to make sure that we space out the meals in a way where there's meatless days. And so you got to try to space it out. Again, we keep the nicer meals on the weekend. What about things that please the kids that we have to have? Homemade pizza.
Definitely. Homemade pizza.
Homemade pizza.
And usually we do that on a Friday or Saturday night because we do family movie night.
Family movie night. They drag a table in there.
Yep.
And then everybody sits around and we have a good time watching like something silly. Like, I don't know.
Star Wars usually.
Star Wars or something like that.
Yeah.
So
we'll do pizza here.
Pizza here. Yay for pizza. How about either a calzone or something like that?
Okay, I can do that.
Calzones?
Yeah, I'll skip a week.
Yeah.
And I really like making chicken nuggets. And I cut them out of, pieces of chicken breast, chicken breasts. I take chicken breasts and I cut them into nuggets. We don't buy the bagged things because it's not all chicken sometimes, and the breading is full of things that you don't want. So we'll do wings. We'll do chicken wings, or we'll do nuggets. And what I do is I just cut the chicken breasts up into bite-sized pieces. I bread them with a flour and seasoning.
No, Steve, he's getting sassy.
So just some flour, some paprika, salt, pepper, things like that. Bread it, and then sometimes I'll deep fry them, but most of the time I bake them. Sometimes I'll even do a breadcrumb. Most of the time I do breadcrumbs when I'm baking them. So I'll use breadcrumbs and eggs and things like that.
Just a few comments. Steve, I love Star Wars. I was just being silly.
Yeah.
Another thing here, we have never done like an Italian style sausage and peppers like Anna's talking about here. I think that would be amazing. Sausage and peppers.
Where?
No. It's like you've seen it, like sausage and peppers. There's like
onions. At the fair, like those ones that you see at the fair.
Italian style.
Yeah, we've never done it that way. We've always done sausage and sauerkraut.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Okay. Well, I see. Another thing that we generally have, and this costs us because we don't make this, is kielbasa. We'll have kielbasa with mashed potatoes and sauerkraut. It's a very German thing.
Yeah.
But we just had that, so that's not going to go on
not early on
menu.
anyway. This is going to sound kind of silly.
Street tacos. Sorry, distracted squirrel.
One of my favorite meals to have is baked fish.
Oh yeah.
It's so simple. So we'll have baked fish and roasted veggies and rice, and that is such an easy meal that I really, really like. So we're gonna have that.
Well, and another thing that has been, for whatever reason, we have not until recently we've not done roasted vegetables. But we started roasting the vegetables, and oh man, let me tell you what.
The flavor.
If you get the broccoli just right, and it's just a little bit crispy, oh, so good. And if you grow it yourself, it's pennies. It costs pennies.
Right. So what I did this last time is I had a bunch of asparagus, I had a little bit of broccoli and some carrots. So I put them all on this big baking sheet. I drizzled some olive oil on, or actually I think I used grapeseed oil, and then put some Chef's Choice seasoning, just kind of moved them around to coat the items.
Yep.
Put it in at, how many degrees did I put it in?
It was 450.
No.
It's hot. Yeah, no, it was 400. It was 400. Yeah, it was 400.
400 for about 20 minutes, and it was so good.
I think it could have gone a little bit longer because the carrots were on the crunchy side. We like them where there's snap, where you can still have the snap, but it was a little too hard.
Well, I had to pull them out because the broccoli was starting to get a little too much on the top.
Maybe we do 2 trays and put the
carrots in beforehand.
Carrots in first?
Yeah. Could do that, yeah.
Here's an idea that I don't generally like what I call frou-frou food, where like if you go to a store and they put like cranberries and like the fruit vinaigrette on stuff, like on your salad. But this sounds good. Right here, turkey wraps with apple walnut salad.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. Well, and you don't usually like fruit with a,
I just
in a
don't.
salad.
I don't. Okay, other things that save you a ton of money that the kids love, they will eat it up, is baked potato bar. Cheap dinner, you're talking less than $4, $5.
Yeah.
You put out a bunch of sides, and they eat it up. So is that going on? Baked potato bar?
Yeah.
Okay, another thing that we will not have probably.
And it's a meatless meal too.
It is a meatless meal. And we'll do salad and bread, so find a salad and bread day. Let's see. Stir-fried vegetables with Bourbon Street chicken. Come on now.
Yummy.
McLendon Homestead for the win. That sounds really good. Anna's making Chinese chicken salad tonight.
Yum.
That sounds interesting. Oops. Yeah, what are you guys having for dinner tonight? There's a good question. Grilled chicken with pasta, salad, or potato salad.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Another one that the kids just absolutely love, and I was surprised because it just, I don't know why it surprised me, but she makes a killer Southern biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, it's super yummy.
We have a video on that?
Probably.
Is it in the cookbook?
Yes.
The cookbook's on sale, by the way.
Yes.
Only today and tomorrow they're on sale.
Yes, today and tomorrow. It's been on sale, been for sale the entire month of May due to Mother's Day.
Promo code MOM.
Mom in all caps is the promo code.
That's what
so
gets
you
you
get
the
$3 off.
See, we've never been, I'm looking at some of the comments, and one thing we've never been good at making is Chinese food, Asian food.
Oh,
Have
true,
not.
true. However, our fried rice, I think, is pretty.
It's getting there.
I was going to say something, but I can't say it.
What?
Nothing. No, no. Anyway, no, it's pretty. Stop it. It's pretty. It's really, really yummy. So
I think it's getting there.
I like it, and the kids like it. We always make way too much, and then they eat it for the next 3 days, and they love it though.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Do you want to put? Did you put biscuits and gravy on there?
No, we'll do that on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's a great one because it's so fast, and you only use a pound of pork sausage, like
right, 1 pound of meat, and we always have leftovers. Yeah.
And so that meal, I mean, that costs you like $4 because the biscuits she makes from scratch. And we have, by the way, that recipe is in our cookbook, and
Yes,
it's
it is.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm having ham hash for supper tonight. Ham hash.
Never had ham hash.
I have not
I
had
don't
ham
even
hash.
know. Is that like corned beef hash,
Maybe.
but using ham instead?
Oh my gosh, Hawaiian meatballs over rice.
Yum.
That sounds delightful. You need to come to our house. I will eat that.
See, the thing is, we're trying very hard to eat healthier meals.
Yes.
And, so far we have several on here that are
not so
not healthy meals.
Okay.
So,
Well, let's go with, how about that one there? This one has become a favorite.
we have to find a good place for the udon noodles.
We're going to get them.
Yeah, we're going to need to.
Okay. Lemon chicken with udon noodles. And since we've moved to Wisconsin, finding udon noodles has all of a sudden become incredibly difficult. And if you don't know what they are, they're an Asian noodle. It's a little wider. And is it rice?
Wheat.
It's wheat.
Yeah, so if you have a wheat allergy, udon noodles are not for you.
Get the rice ones.
Yeah.
But they take no time to boil up, and they're like super. They don't break apart as easily as like a spaghetti noodle.
No, they're heartier.
And you just put some, just different seasoning things on there, and a little bit of oil, a little bit of this and that, and they're just really good.
Yeah.
So you got lemon chicken and udon noodles.
Got it.
All right. Let's see other things, and that one's going to be a cheap one too, guys. That'll be like a $4 or $5 meal.
Right. That one's blank.
This one's blank. What have we not had for quite a while? Let's see. That would have been. You could maybe do that for one of the pizza nights, or do we just go regular?
Oh, the barbecue chicken pizza? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a thing, too. If you make homemade pizza, you can make a variety of pizza styles.
Whatever you got laying around.
You got whatever you got laying in the refrigerator. A lot of times we will make a pizza for everybody. So it's a smaller size pizza. It's probably, 10 to 12 inches big. The kids usually eat it all. It's really funny.
Yes.
So we will make up their pizzas however they like. Like Hope likes, what is it? Pineapple on her pizza.
She likes a Hawaiian style pizza.
And Ruth likes black olives on her pizza, and pretty much nobody else does. So she'll have an entire can of black olives just to herself.
Yes.
But on occasion, I will make a slightly larger pizza, with more dough, and I will make a cheeseburger pizza.
Yes.
Which he scowled at, but ended up liking.
It is true.
Yeah. And then I'll also do a barbecue chicken pizza. So with the cheeseburger pizza, instead of tomato sauce, you use ketchup. You just smear a bunch of ketchup on there. I chop up some pickles. I'll use...
it sounds gross, but it's really good. It
sounds really gross, but it is delicious. I mean, you eat cheeseburgers. It's the same thing. It's bread with ketchup and burger, you know. So I usually... I'll use our Thrive Life ground beef. Because I don't want to use...
It's perfectly sized,
It's perfectly sized, and I don't want to thaw out a 2-pound package of ground beef.
For like a cup of meat.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and we generally don't have a lot of that left over. But So I'll use the Thrive Life ground beef for that, and I'll squirt some mustard on there, and then I'll use a cheddar cheese, and the kids really like it.
Okay. Let's switch gears. I see everybody's putting in a lot of their main dishes like we talked about, which is great. Let's switch gears and go to sides. What are some sides that you guys really like, side dishes that would go with one of these main dishes to help everybody out and get some new ideas? Here's Krista's favorite meal in the world.
Creamy tomato sausage pasta.
Describe it and put it on there.
Okay, it is a bow tie pasta with kielbasa that's been cut up into small bite-sized pieces, a couple of cans of seasoned tomatoes, some heavy whipping cream. You mix that all together, and then you sprinkle Parmesan cheese on top. Oh, there's onions in it.
It's super.
So
it's like cheesy.
easy.
It's cheesy but light. You've got your pasta, and then that beefy sausage kind of. I don't even know what you would say. It's not. I would say that it's. I can't think of the word. The word would be.
I don't know where you're going.
Delicious.
It is. It's fast. It's in 30 minutes you're eating. It's you're cutting up sausage, you're cutting onions, or Brad uses the Thrive onions usually.
Yep.
And then cans of tomatoes, and it's super easy and just delicious.
Okay, let's keep
loads of flavor.
Keep her moving. Let's you want to do that?
I can do that.
That sounds really good. She's showing over here.
Chicken parm.
Chicken parm, yes, absolutely. Where do you want to put that? That'd be a Sunday.
Put it on a Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. And when we get here's a money saving tip. Go to Aldi, first of all. If you have access to Aldi, go to Aldi, but also watch, because one day a week they'll put some meat, whether it's chicken or beef or steak or something, they put it on like a super sale.
Yes.
Like, it's not uncommon to get, 50 cents, 59 cent chicken.
Right. A lot of
pound.
times it's 99 cents or 59 cents or 69 cents.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But it's really cheap. Normally it's even, I think, $1.99.
Yeah, it's not that expensive.
Normally, yeah, for the chicken breasts. And they're humongous
This
chicken
is where
breasts.
I'm going with this.
I figured.
This is where
they're
we're going
huge.
with this.
They're this big and seriously 2 inches thick.
Yep.
So what I do is I'll buy the big family pack, right? I bring that home and I cut each chicken breast into 3 pieces because that helps to, 1, make more meals, 2, reduces the amount that you're getting, the portion size.
You don't need to eat a half pound of chicken.
No, and those chicken breasts are seriously probably 3/4 of a pound. They're huge.
Wow.
So I cut them, if they're a little bit smaller, I'll cut them into 2. But generally I cut them into 3s, and I will get out of a big package of 10 chicken breasts, 30 cutlets. So then I put 6 chicken cutlets into a Ziploc bag, and I get, how many meals is that? 5.
Yeah.
5 meals out of 1 package of chicken.
That you probably only paid $6 for.
Exactly.
$8.
And you got to do that ahead of time, because you can't go ahead and just throw the thing in the freezer, because then you'll never get those.
Right.
It'll take forever to thaw it, and then you can't refreeze it once it's been frozen. It's so anyhow. That's a money saving tip that we usually use.
Yeah, and that way, when you're only talking about $2 around for meat in a recipe. And another thing that she didn't bring up is that I like having the cutlets an even thickness for when I cook them. They all come out exactly right and juicy, but still done.
Exactly. Right. I don't usually cook them on the.
Yeah. Tina Trevino has a side that I want to mention: green beans and bacon grease and onions.
You're making a healthy thing not healthy.
That's awesome,
but it sounds delicious.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, caprese salad. Yes.
Summer's
Here's another
coming.
thing. Summer's coming for us, and we will be pulling stuff out of the garden, and that is one of the things the kids absolutely love. And so I would like to put a request in, Mama.
Okay. Well, it'll probably have to wait until July.
No. My request. One of the things she has not. One of the things she's not yet made that she's trying to learn how to make is mozzarella cheese. I would love fresh mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, okay.
It's a request, baby.
I have to get a new culture because the cheese culture that I have is not the right one.
Correct.
So.
Okay, and other things too, guys. We eat seasonally.
Yes.
That saves money.
Yes.
Tell them what seasonal eating is.
Well, whatever is growing in that particular time of the year, that's your seasonal eating. So in the summer, we're going to have loads of veggies on the table. Tomatoes and peppers and summer squash. Oh my goodness. We have summer squash probably 2 or 3 times a week.
And one of the ways we prepare it, oh gosh, you cut it like an inch, like a thick inch, like a steak. And you got this round thing. Olive oil, both sides, on the grill, like a super hot grill.
Season it too.
Yes, you season it with salt and pepper, but that's it. And then you grill it. Get those nice grill marks on there so it's just a little bit, soft in the middle. Just then, you pull that out and just slap some Parmesan cheese on it, and it is just delightful.
Delicious.
And it'll cost you nothing.
It's because and summer squash grows super easy. So even if you live in an apartment, you can grow it in a container. It's super easy.
Yep. All right, well, moving on. Other things that we like to have. Let's see. We're about halfway there. Let's see. You didn't put a salad and bread yet.
Yes, I did. Twice.
Did you? Okay, because that's one of our meatless meals that we like,
Shows
and the
how
kids
he's
love it.
paying attention.
I didn't see that.
I know you didn't.
It's not a summer meal, but one of the things I'll tell you about that's super cheap, costs you like $4 to feed everybody. Tortilla soup.
Yep. And of course, during the summertime, we don't really eat a lot of soups. It's more when it's a lot cooler. So
Correct. Let's see. What I'm looking at some of these guys. They've got great, garlic bread, of course, fried squash. I've never had fried squash. Caprese salad, of course, yummy.
it's probably very similar to what you're doing, but they fry it in a skillet.
Tina Trevino is talking about Mexican street corn, and we love Mexican street corn.
Where are you seeing
up
that?
here? Now, here's the thing.
Okay, that's slightly different than what we do.
It's going to sound gross, but
Yeah.
it's delightful. What you do is a Mexican street corn, you take a corn on the cob, and you can either grill it with the husk on it or right on the grill. And then when it's done, what you do is you take mayonnaise. You put mayonnaise instead of butter on it. You put her sazon on it, which is a Latin, it's got garlic and paprika, and it's got cumin in it and salt. Delightful. You put that on there, and then you sprinkle it with lime juice.
Yum.
And you want to talk about, I have a hard time just eating buttered corn anymore.
I actually don't eat buttered corn anymore.
It's so good.
There is so much. I love buttered corn. I really do. But having the mayonnaise and the lime and the sazon on there, just it's an explosion of flavors.
It really is.
Sounds silly, but
No, it really is.
Right.
Now, I know we were talking about fried rice. Did you want to have fried rice?
we can.
Well, then
We can.
Then combo it up.
Yeah,
something.
we got to do. See, when we make our fried rice, we usually do it after we have
pork or chicken or
pork
something.
or a beef or a chicken, any kind of meat that will have some left over, because then we'll take that leftover meat and we'll put it into the fried rice.
Well, it would be a good day. Why don't we have a roast pork here?
See, we have to find one. The chest freezer is a mess.
We have
I'm
them.
sure.
Well, why don't we put either because here, lemon, chicken, and noodles, that's fine. But if we did a pork roast here, we'll have leftover for fried rice there.
Okay.
Fried green tomatoes. Come on, Scott. That is the stuff that dreams are made of, my friend. Although, let me ask you, what kind of breading do you use? Because I've seen people that will use that cornmeal breading, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I think I like the other kind better, where it's more of a flour, where it gets crispier.
I've never made them, so I have no idea.
That place in Tampa that we went with
that was
Patrick
so good.
Nolan's family.
Yeah, that was so good.
It is very good.
Stuffed bell peppers.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Must have.
I had started a bunch of pepper plants the end of March and only have 5 peppers out of all of the ones I started. So when I went to town this morning, I had to stop at the hardware store. Well, they had a 4-pack of pepper plants for $1.69. So I bought 4 of those. So I had 16 more pepper plants that we're going to put in the ground.
Right here. We have not had that in a long time, and I'm kind of having a hankering for it.
Okay.
And it's not very expensive at all.
No, it is not. I'm just trying to think. I don't want to put too many noodles together.
Right.
Brad's picked out tuna noodle casserole, so I try and divide things up so we're not having noodles so many times in a row.
Yeah, too much starch.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you get tired of them.
Yes. Oh, and here's one that's an easy one we forgot about. This might be a little more costly for you guys if you don't have access to animals, but a basic thing like BLTs. For us, BLTs are super cheap because we raise our pork, and the bacon is nice and thick, and you get crispy around the edges and a little bit soft in the middle. Do you want to have BLTs or you want to push that off?
We can do BLTs.
That's up to you.
We can do that.
Okay. Oh, here's one. This is one that we have come to a compromise on.
Unstuffed cabbage casserole.
Yes, I love cabbage rolls. Stuffed cabbage rolls. You get the meat in there, sometimes rice in the cabbage.
I like them too.
But she doesn't like making them.
I don't like making them.
And I don't mind making them. It's just putsy.
Yeah.
But we found a recipe, or kind of tweaked recipe, where we call it unstuffed cabbage casserole.
Yeah.
Describe and pick a place.
Okay, so unstuffed cabbage casserole is you take, I think we use only half a cabbage. If we use a whole cabbage, then we have to freeze the rest because it makes a lot. So we'll take half of a cabbage and ground beef, which we cook up. Do we cook it up?
Yes.
Do we? Okay.
Yep.
We cook up the ground beef. There's canned tomatoes, cooked rice, onions. What else? It's been a while since we've made it.
I will put in there
Ground beef, onions,
tomatoes.
canned tomatoes.
Yeah, they're like
rice and cabbage. That's pretty much it. It's
Yep.
5 ingredients. And then seasoning, But
it's delicious.
It's delicious. Then you just mix it up into a big casserole dish and bake it. We don't put cheese on it. It's really good. So we'll have that and bread because you've already got your meat and you get your veg in there. So.
Oh, and another thing. A lot of these meals, oops, I just bumped the camera. Let's see if I've got it right. But a lot of these meals here, I'll get it back there. A lot of these meals, we're not telling you about like the sides. Because we'll have vegetables with it, or we'll have bread with it, or we'll have salad with it. It's not just the main meal only.
Right. The main meal is, that's the most costly part of it.
Yes.
The veg or the salad we'll go when we have it in the garden, we go out to the garden and just pick. If we have to buy it from the store, then we'll go to the store once a week and we'll buy a few things for that week.
I've just come up with a recipe in my brain.
Your brain hole?
My brain cavity hole that we're going to try. I was looking at pork steaks. So if you get a little tenderloin, you can cut it into little nice inch steaks and grill those. They're amazing. But what we're going to do is we're going to make pork kebabs. So, and I'm even thinking maybe a Hawaiian flavor. I'll marinate them in something sweet and
tasty
and delicious. Marinate those jokers, and then we'll put them on the kebab grill. Yes.
Okay.
Pork kebabs.
Hate kebabs. I like to eat them. They're just piddly. I don't like to make them up. Well, we got to do that on.
Oh, Scott's given us the measurements here. Awesome. For the crust.
Fried green tomatoes. Oh, quarter cornmeal, 3/4 flour. Okay.
Okay.
That works.
Pork kebabs, Mama.
That came from born 4th generation North Carolina. My wife's been using for years.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Pork kebabs with a peach glaze. That sounds really good.
Oh yeah.
Pork kebabs, Mama. Pork.
Shh.
Pork. The Swedish chef. That's what he's saying, right? Let's see.
Is it a K or a C? It's a K.
It's a K. Bacon wrapped. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Bacon wrapped anything.
Bacon wrapped. Oh my gosh. Just bacon. Just give me bacon.
And our bacon is extremely good.
Our bacon is really, really tasty.
Okay, how many spots do we have left? What do we need there,
1,
baby?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And it's like mostly middle of the week.
Yeah, and one Sunday.
Okay, all right.
We got here. We'll do chicken nuggets here.
Okay.
Or wings, depending on how you feel.
Stuffed grape leaves, Tyler Wood says. I've never had that.
Never had those.
I've seen them.
And isn't it a Greek thing?
I've seen them.
Yeah.
But we've never had them. I mean, we're not talking about soups here, guys. Like, soups save you money. Mm-hmm. But it's just not, you don't want to have soup when it's 80 degrees outside.
No.
Or for you guys, some of you, 90 or 100.
Right.
So where are we at now, baby? What do we need? What kind of meals? Oh, you know what we forgot? We can move some things because during the summer, one of the things we do is we grill outside, like over the campfire.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Like we'll make campfire meals, and the kids just love that. When there's a really nice night,
Yep.
we'll make a campfire and cook something up. So you may want to just move a few of the Friday things to other days.
Okay.
Or do you
do
want?
that.
What do you
It
want to
doesn't
do?
matter. I'll move
Chris, to do kebabs as a buffet around the grill. That is an excellent idea.
There you go.
That way we just cut up what we're going to cut up, and then they can make their own.
Yep.
Excellent idea, Kyle Words. My hat's off to you, because I know what it is. Mike DeFazio says, we have stuffed grape leaves in the fridge right now. Mediterranean.
Awesome.
Yeah. Chilled soups and salads are the way to go when it's hot. You know, I've never been a gazpacho fan. I can't do it. But I do like tomato soup.
Gazpacho?
It's a tomatoey cold soup.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you've ever had it.
Goulash.
No.
I thought that was goulash. No. Goulash. I'm getting my terms mixed up. It's okay.
Smoked chicken, drums, or thighs. Steve, that is one thing, that is a skill that I have not been able to master, is smoking meats, and I really want to.
Yeah.
But I got to learn.
Right.
So, let's see, what are we at? We got...
Let me look
Did you
through
end
here
up
real
with
quick.
BLTs? Look at
I did.
Look in our cookbook.
I am.
Watermelon soup. Watermelon soup? You're terrifying me here, Debbie.
Yeah.
Gordon.
Right.
I don't know if I can. It's like.
That's what I did.
So,
How about bourbon chicken?
bourbon chicken.
Yeah, it's
love
this.
it. Yeah.
And we put it over rice.
Yeah, that's in our
Don't we?
cookbook. Teriyaki chicken kebabs are the bomb, says Rich Greenacres, and I believe you. Macaroni and tomatoes.
Oh yeah, not just plain macaroni, not macaroni and cheese. Just plain macaroni with tomatoes.
Like a
and you can
side
put
salad?
you could put some olive oil on top or some Italian dressing on there.
Well,
That'd
and
be yummy.
I must say that this is also in the cookbook, but one of the things that I have made that is just flat out excellent is our coleslaw.
Oh my gosh.
We've been tweaking it for 15 years,
Yeah.
and it's in there. Tomato gravy and biscuits. That's a recipe I've never heard of. Huh. Okay. Let's see. So we only have a few more to go. Campfire
4,
meals, pork
5.
kebabs. How about, let's think casserole.
Okay.
What about au gratin potatoes with ham?
Okay.
Because that's a nice one, guys, and it's affordable too, because you don't have to buy a big old ham. You can get one of those like half-pound hams, and they're not that expensive.
Right.
And that's your main meal. I mean, you've got your potatoes, you've got your cheesy goodness, and you got little chunks of ham. We cut it into small chunks, and that's a great meal. And then you can just have some vegetable with it.
Yeah.
Boom,
Oh yeah.
done.
All right, I got to look at the calendar. We forgot that
Birthdays.
Father's Day. Yeah, we usually, when there's a child that has, or an adult that has a birthday in the month, they get to pick their meal. But in June,
Father's Day in June?
yeah,
What
June,
day?
the 16th,
Which
and we
is-
have biscuits and gravy, so we might
That
have
can
to
move.
change that.
That can move, because what we're going to do is we're going to do ribs.
Ah, that sounds
We're going to
good.
do barbecued ribs, kids.
Well, what's really funny is it's moms are supposed to make dinner on Father's Day, but the dads usually end up doing it because they want to grill out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And somebody mentioned earlier, and we just kind of got off topic. They mentioned street tacos.
Yeah.
Good street tacos are heavenly, and we have not been able to get a good recipe for it.
No.
We're working on that. Tater tot casserole. We've done that once, didn't we?
I don't like tater tots.
I love tater tots.
I don't. Well, and okay, a lot of casseroles, they have the cream of soups that you use to make them. Well, I just don't do that anymore. So I try to make my own cream of sauce. Not try to, I make it. But I just, honestly, I don't like tater tots because they're squishy. And then if you put them in a casserole like that, they're going to be even squishier.
No, you get them crispy on the outside, squishy on the inside. That's how you do it. That's how we roll. Come on.
I like crispy French fries. I don't like squishy French fries.
This is an interesting. I've never had poutine.
Never. I don't even never heard of it.
is saying Canadian poutine is fries, cheese curds, or melted mozzarella and gravy. That sounds delightful. That sounds really good. Shepherd's pie. Tyler Woods for the win.
Oh yeah, that's another.
That's one that we have probably at least every other month.
We have that once a week, or not once a week, once a month.
At least every other month.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
know this is more Italian-ish, but we wanted to share a recipe with you. Mama makes a really, really good Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, we got to put that on here too.
Put it on the 18th. Spaghetti's
It's a noodle and a noodle, so I don't want to put a noodle here.
Could move a noodle. Move your noodle. Stuffed mushrooms. Steven. That sounds pretty okay.
What was it that we were just talking about?
Your Alfredo.
Oh, yeah.
And what's nice about her Alfredo, we're going to share the recipe here. Here it is. This one is with garlic tortellini. And we don't make our tortellini from scratch just because, holy wow, that's a lot of work. And
if you go to Aldi, they're very inexpensive. You can buy a big, humongous package of them.
Just so you can see that you're not...
No, I know.
Okay.
A big, humongous package of them for very inexpensive. I think it's like $1.69 or something. I can't remember the exact price. Okay.
But her tortellini, or her garlic Alfredo, is thebomb.com.
Yeah.
And it's not that expensive, but you got to watch for the good buys on like the cream cheese and the Parmesan.
Yep.
But that you can make an Alfredo that goes with chicken, or she'll make even just like broccoli. Broccoli over Alfredo over broccoli. Oh my gosh, forget about it.
Yeah. I try not to do that very often because the Alfredo is very rich. So I'll do this with fettuccine noodles as well. That sauce is used for a lot of things. You just minus out the tortellini. But
okay, well, what about? Did we put stuffed peppers on there?
No, but we can.
I would love stuffed peppers.
Garlic Alfredo.
And we'll be able to get them cheap from the store since they're not. Our garden's not going yet.
Right. Hopefully by the end of the month we'll have peppers, but yep. I doubt it.
Well, and we're trying something new. Some friends of ours donated a few bales of straw, and we've never done straw bale gardening, but they swear by it. Yeah. They say it's bulletproof, and if you prep your bales the right way, then there's pretty much no weeding for the most part,
right?
And they just grow like crazy. So we're gonna give that a try coming up. So with that, here let's show the finished product there. Now let's kind of tally up.
Okay.
Okay, so beef roast, that would have been expensive for them. But it probably would have been what, an $8-10 piece of meat.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so then with sides and stuff, we're gonna call that a $14 meal, $15 meal.
Yeah. You want me to write the prices?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And then next we got BLTs,
which we make the
like
bread.
$4.
Yeah, we make the bread. So
let's call it $6.
Okay.
$6.
Oops, not 16.
Barbecue meatballs, yummy.
What?
I'm just reading recipes that people are saying.
All right, red beans and rice and chicken is going to be inexpensive. I'm thinking
$5.
$5, $6.
Especially if you do the chicken like we're telling you, where you cut back on the cutlets.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Sausage and peppers.
See, that one I don't know. I think that it's going to be a package of it you can get from like the Johnsonville's, like $4 right
Which
now.
kind of sausage?
Italian
The Italian
sausage.
sausage?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
it's probably about $4.
Then $6 for everything. Because
Yeah.
the onion is cheap, and then all right.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we got?
Tortellini, Alfredo tortellini. I'm thinking $5.
How many of you have breakfast for dinner? We have breakfast for dinner all the time. We
Yeah.
just didn't put it on there today because
Right.
we had it recently.
Right.
Let's see.
Shepherd's pie. I use a lot of the Thrive ingredients with, but you can. This is probably another $5 or $6 meal.
I'd say 6.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And these are for larger families.
Like at least 4 people.
We have 7 at home that are eating. Well, actually, 6 eating because we make Grace's dinner separately, or different, not separate. It's different. Spaghetti.
You keep chugging away there.
4.
But Debbie Gordon is saying straw bells, if well conditioned, do awesome. I got close to 100 pounds of tomatoes out of 4 plants.
What?
I know.
Nice.
I'm excited about it.
Nice.
All right, so keep her moving. Spaghetti's cheap.
I put it for $4.
Yeah, that's good. Baked potato bar, probably $4, $5.
Yeah.
Because you got cheese,
Right.
$5, you know.
Chicken nuggets. That's slightly more because you're using more chicken. So I'm gonna say 8.
Yeah, with sides.
With
yeah.
sides, we'll do fries or pasta salad,
Yep.
that kind of thing.
Okay, I think
This
the
one is-
sausage is $4 right now.
This one is a $5 meal.
Yep, because the noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, the baked fish, I already bought that at Aldi. They have fresh salmon and fresh tilapia that has never been frozen. And
It was really good.
I actually took the package home. I brought it. I threw it in the freezer because I knew we weren't going to be eating it right away.
Yep.
It was fantastic.
Yep.
So it can be frozen in that package, and it was so good. So
It was more expensive though.
not for the tilapia. The tilapia was really inexpensive, and I got it on sale.
How much was it?
I think I spent $8 for all 4 of those packages.
Maybe for the tilapia because they were smaller pieces.
Right, but the salmon,
Was pricey.
however, was $8 a package. So it was a big piece, about yay big, which will feed us all. I got 2 of those, so we're looking at $16.
That's a pricey meal.
That's a pricey
That's one
meal.
of the higher ones we've ever done. We do.
Right. But I did see the other day when we stopped at Aldi to pick up a few fresh veg things. They had the whole side of salmon. It was $20.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay,
with
whole
the right
side.
glaze, you're talking delish.
I wanted to get one, but we already had salmon in the freezer.
Saturated spinach with bacon and tilapia. That sounds really good too. We
Okay,
stay away from farm tilapia, Steve. We do too.
Yes.
We do too because if you don't know, Chinese and all that Asian tilapia, 99% of it is fed with human waste.
Right. So this salmon is...
It was farm raised in the U.S. I don't remember,
I'm
but
very
it was
picky.
not the kind that you're supposed to stay away
Right.
from.
I'm very particular. I will not buy fish from Walmart that is frozen.
Right.
And our store doesn't carry fresh fish. So when I saw this at Aldi in Wausau, I jumped on the chance. So I honestly cannot remember where it's from, but it is not from China. And it is, I thought it was wild caught. Not the tilapia, but the salmon.
Right.
But I don't remember.
Okay, I'm going.
What are you doing?
I'm keep it moving. Chicken burritos.
Just made a mess on my menu plan.
Wild caught Alaskan salmon. You know, and I need to be a better fisherman because there's lakes everywhere around here and all kinds of fish.
Right.
And I just got to get better at it.
Yeah. Well, the problem being, too, is I'm pretty particular. Okay, let's just say it. I'm picky about my fish. I don't want it to taste fishy.
Yep.
And the salmon that I've had recently doesn't taste fishy. The tilapia is so mild.
Mild.
It's almost like chicken. It's insane.
Well, I grew up eating, just regular old largemouth bass in Florida,
Yeah.
and it tastes very much like tilapia.
Really? Okay.
Yep, it really does.
Okay.
And it's that same nice white flaky texture.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
People up here like walleye, but I can't bring myself to it. They're nice big chunks. They like give you like a big, like, I guess you'd call it a square, like a big rectangle.
Cook it with
I
the
just don't-
skin on.
And you could do it other ways.
Yeah,
but,
but it was gross. It was squishy.
yeah, Tammy, a lot of those fish are fed human waste.
Yeah,
Look it
so
up.
we stay away from anything farm raised in China.
Yep.
So I'm pretty cautious about that.
Ahi tuna steaks. Yes. I can't, well, she can't get her head around it.
Oh no, not the ahi. I thought
I
you said.
love it.
I thought you said mahi mahi. I love
Mahi's
mahi
great.
mahi, but it's so expensive. So
Yeah,
we don't.
that's like for a birthday or a
Right.
Christmas or something like that.
Yeah,
Catfish. A lot of people like catfish. I don't mind catfish. It's not my
Never had
first
it.
choice.
yeah, I've never had it.
But if you know how to fish, you can just go get a big old catfish. That feeds a lot of people.
Right.
Let's see. I'm with you on fish. Walleye. She likes walleye. Okay.
Right. Okay. Ribs is gonna be a little bit
That'll
more
be
costly.
probably 14.
Okay.
Let's see. Where are we at?
Tuna noodle casserole. That's probably another $5. That's
Well, the cans of tuna are cheap. And you're only going to use 4 of them.
if that. I mean, we got to start making our meals smaller because there's not as many here.
Yeah.
The two boys would
Oops.
eat us out of house and home.
Just
break
leave it.
my microphone box there.
It did just fall.
Yeah, it's okay. Is it still working?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or maybe, actually, I don't know.
It's still working. So look, I'm talking. Look,
Okay.
it's still working.
All right.
Okay.
Keep her moving. Where are we at?
Stuffed peppers. See, now if we have to buy the peppers,
They're 50 cents each right now.
no.
At Aldi.
They were 50 cents at Aldi?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And we will need
6 of them.
not even because
They'll split one.
Yeah, the kids will split
We
it.
can do it half. We like boats.
Yeah, that's how we do it. So we'll only need 3.
Okay, so that's $1.50 there.
Plus
the
the
rice is
meat.
not much. The meat, so you're talking $5
You're like
meal
talking $5,
for
and it's
everything.
yeah.
That's like sides too.
Yeah, there's no need to have this entire huge pepper. We can't eat all of that.
Well, you
so,
can, but there's no reason.
No, it's so filling. So we cut the peppers in half, and we'll do them boat style and fill them that way. And that way, then it's less peppers. And then you can have a salad with it or another vegetable. Some
McLendon
bread.
Homestead says, love catfish. My husband caught one this past summer that weighed 30 pounds.
My gosh.
That's a lot of fish.
That is a lot of fish.
Yep.
Holy
Tina says
smokes.
bell peppers here are $1. And keep in mind, we're talking like Aldi prices.
Yeah, we do our main shopping at Aldi. We'll go to Walmart for
The daily junk.
household items. I
Yeah.
call them household items like toilet paper, laundry soap, that kind of thing. And then we'll generally pick up a few veggies while we're there.
Okay, pork roast is going to be what, like $8?
Probably.
And then, so you need it. That's a $12 meal.
Okay.
Because you got to figure in all the other stuff.
Right.
Campfire meals, we're using sausage for the meat.
We use kielbasa.
A kielbasa instead of ground beef.
Right.
Because it's so much easier. It tastes great. And it doesn't really matter if it didn't get cooked all the way.
Right.
Sometimes,
Right. So the kielbasa is pre-cooked, so it's already cooked, and that way you're not having to worry about E.
Yeah.
coli or anything like that.
Okay. Lemon, chicken, and udon noodles. The chicken's going to be like $4. Udon noodles are $1, and then flavoring and stuff, so you're $5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a nice, delicious
Chicken
meal.
parm.
Chicken parm, you'll probably be about $8, you think?
Yeah.
And then your noodles, that's cheap. Yeah.
Fried rice
Okay.
is less than $5. Tacos. What do you think? 6,
Yeah.
7,
7.
7. Bourbon chicken. That's probably another 7.
Yeah, I would say.
And again, these are meals to feed 6 people.
Right.
So, used to be bigger than that.
Yep.
Salad and bread is
Cheap.
You've got $5 on the
Yeah, I
other
would
one.
say $5 because you know, if you
kebabs.
buy a loaf of bread, it's going to be $1 at Walmart. You know,
Yeah.
and then the salad, you'd be good with $5.
Okay, pork kebabs.
Pork kebabs, let's go with a 7.
Okay.
Because the pork steak, you don't need a big one, but then it's just veggies and seasoning, and you grill it.
25.
You're adding it up. You got your phone.
6, 12.
Oh, she's going for it.
20, 25.
Let's see.
33 plus 5 is 38.
Keep her moving.
16. I'm going to use my phone now.
Campfire meals, yeah. Campfire meals are great. And what's nice about campfire meals, too, excuse me,
16.
not only do the kids really, really enjoy it, it's one of those things where they go, oh, I would like cheese, or I would like onions, or I would like this, or I want mushrooms. And that is a cool thing about our Thrive Life foods, because we don't go buy a whole package of mushrooms. It's just like they grab this, they grab that, or, oh, I want red peppers. Okay, well, then you just take a scoop. We don't have to go buy a whole red pepper or 2 red peppers and then waste half of it. Tyler Woods says, we make our own salsa. Can ever go back to the store-bought. True. And here's a little thing we do. When she's making tacos, she won't just cut up the onions and then the tomatoes. She makes a nice
Pico.
That is so nice. You got your cilantro, you got your tomatoes, onions, jalapenos, lime, and that on the taco is killer.
Yep. Okay. 25.
Okay. Overall, here comes the drum roll.
46 plus 5.
Now, keep in mind, hold on. Write it down and cover it. This is to feed 6 people, main dishes and a side, maybe bread or salad, depending. And here is the number. This is, oops.
Can't see it.
Right
here.
Guys, you don't have to spend a ton of money to feed your family.
Right.
And we're talking good meals here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
$214. And even if we went on the low side and you said, oh, Brad, that's a little $1, $2, $3, $4, you're talking under $250.
Right. Exactly. Also, a lot of you ask, well, what do you guys do for breakfast? Well, we have lots of eggs. The kids will make eggs. We have bread, so they can make an egg sandwich. We have oatmeal always. We have cereals. We have a few. We don't have too terribly many of those. And generally, we'll have a sugar cereal, and they are allowed to have that on Saturdays only. 1 day a week.
1 day.
So,
it's probably less than another $100 for breakfasts and lunches.
Well, yes, if you have to buy the eggs and buy the bread, but we make our own bread.
Pancakes,
super cheap.
Pancakes are cheap.
Right, so we'll do those for breakfast, and then for lunches, it's leftovers.
That's usually what it is.
Generally, it's 90% of the time we're having leftovers for lunch. That way, it uses up the bigger meals that we had. If there aren't any leftovers, then they can make a sandwich or quesadillas or whatever. We always have tortillas on hand and things like that.
Our blinds are blowing. If you're hearing that weird sound, it's like...
Yeah, that's funny.
Steve Ganink, eggs in a basket. They love making that.
Oh, we call it toad in a hole.
Toad in a hole.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard it's called in England. But it's a slice of bread, and you cut the middle out, and then you put some oil or some butter in the pan. You put the toast in there. I grill it just a little bit so that it's not so soft. And then I crack an egg in that hole, and
it crisps up its toast.
Yep, crisps the toast, and then it cooks the egg. And then sometimes I'll put a little cheese on it at the end. Yep. But yeah, the kids really like that.
Scott, I want to add to what you're saying here, because this number, the $214, that is what we were figuring out for people that just have to go to the store and buy it.
Right.
Not our cost.
Right.
See, you're 100% right in that. When the garden starts booming, our bill's going way down.
Right.
And we didn't figure in our costs. If we did this, if we figured our cost in for, like, let's say this week here, this $50 week, okay, we would buy the fish. We have the hamburger would be only like $1 for us. that would be almost nothing. Salad and bread. This would be probably, since we have the ham, we have the potatoes, it would probably be $1.50.
Yeah.
You know, when you figure in our cost. I mean, this $50 week for what you guys would have to pay for would not be a $50 week for us. It would be probably more like a $15 or $20 week.
Right, because we already have all our own meat. We have to
Milk, we got all that
We've
stuff.
got milk, we have meat, we have eggs, and we make our own bread. I haven't gotten to making the noodles yet. Noodles are kind
It's
of
putsy.
yeah, kind of.
Maybe we'll make them a project with the little kids.
Ha! Good luck.
Let them do it.
Good luck. Well, we need more semolina flour for that.
No salmonella here.
No.
So it can be done. And like I said, if you took this number, 214, and you said, okay, Brad, you were a little low on some of those things. You made that 250. Okay, all right. And then you said, okay, breakfast and all the extras, the stuff that you forgot this, or milk costs that. Well, then add another 100 on there.
Yeah.
So for $350, you're feeding 6 people for a month.
Yep.
It can be done.
Right. Okay. Sarah is asking, how much does it cost to put a cow in the freezer start to finish, raising to butchering?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll start, you finish.
Okay.
When you get a cow around here, you get them young. You can get them bottle fed, or you can get them when they're off, but that's going to really affect your price.
Yeah.
A regular old cow that will be a steer boy will be $50 around here.
Yeah.
$50.
And that's for a Jersey breed.
Yeah.
You can get Holsteins for a lot cheaper.
Yep. So that means then you're going to have an expense in, if it's bottle fed, then you're going to have to get what they call milk replacer. For us, since we have a milk cow, didn't cost us anything because we used the milk from our milk cow.
Right.
So then you get them off the milk. So let's say that if you had to buy the milk replacer, it's going to be $100.
It's $100 for a 50-pound bag.
And that's about all you need.
I think it's more like 80, 86.
Okay. But for us, it was nothing.
Right.
So you're starting out with $50 for the cow, and then around $80 for the milk replacer.
Right. And usually one bag gets you through to weaning.
Yep.
Per cow.
So now they're out on grass. They're going to eat that grass all, spring, summer, and fall. Then if he's not big enough, like a Holstein, you can get him big enough.
Yeah.
Where you can send them to freezer camp then. Yeah, they'll be 800 pounds.
No.
No?
Not by fall, no. 400 or 500 pounds is about where they're at in the fall.
So if you got to overwinter them, then you got to figure in the cost of hay. Well, that is completely dependent on what is going on in your area in terms of rain.
Right.
And are the farmers able to get a good crop of hay? But what we figured is it costs about the body weight of the animal in hay per month.
Right.
So take it from here, Mama.
Okay, so okay. So then once you get that steer, or if it's
market weight.
Yeah, or if it's a heifer that is not able to be bred, if you get it to market weight or desirable size for you, then you're going to take it to the butcher. Well, the butcher has a few different fees. Did you read what Tyler said?
I did not.
It's pretty funny. So yeah. So your butcher is going to have a fee, and that varies regionally.
Widely.
Very regionally. The butcher that we have gone to is very, very inexpensive. They have
A kill fee.
A kill fee. I always call it the bullet fee.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
And then there is a hanging weight. So they kill the animal, then they hang
That's
it.
hanging away.
Hanging weight, it's per pound. So our butcher is about 54 cents per pound hanging weight.
So all in all, when you consider the hay, the milk replacer, or in our case, we didn't have to pay for the milk replacer, but all in all, we were figuring on about $1.24-ish per pound. But that's not just for your ground beef. That's for steaks, prime rib, ribeyes, everything.
Yeah.
We even got the fat and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
the eyeballs.
we asked for the eyeballs because for the homeschooling, for
projects,
anatomy.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking about that, and I got to tell you what, the ground beef is the best ground beef we've ever had in our life, and our freezer is full of it.
Right, and there's very, very little fat on it because they didn't only ever eat just hay. We did give them grain towards the end, but that cost is included in there because you want to have to. Grass-fed beef is very, very lean. And while it's very, very good for you, it does very little flavor.
Right.
So we give them grain for the last couple of months of their life.
And it fattens them up,
and it
too.
gives them that good marbling and things like that. So all in all, like you said, it was about $1.20-ish a pound.
Somewhere in there.
To put it in the freezer. We had our steer, and the final cost to pick up the steer. Now our butcher vacuums. They cut the pieces and they vacuum sealed it and froze it.
Everything's labeled nice.
Everything was labeled and everything was frozen properly. All we had to do was pick it up and put it in our freezer. But we received 350 pounds of meat for the cost of $215.
Right.
So that again doesn't include the cost of the bull or the steer or the milk replacer if you have to buy it, and then the grain and hay.
Yep. And so. like she said, it's so much more affordable if you have access to that. Now, let's talk chickens for a second here. Chicken is incredibly cheap for us because you buy the birds. As a matter of fact, we're getting some tomorrow. We're getting meat birds. You have layers, and then you have meat birds. Your layers, you keep them around until they stop laying, but the problem is they get old, and then they're really too tough to use as a cutlet or breasts or thighs or any of that kind of stuff. It gets tough. So you use them for soup and stuff that you would put in a pressure cooker.
Right.
So it makes it really nice and it's usable.
Tender. Yeah.
So, but the layers are one side, meat birds are on the other. Meat birds get big enough for market weight incredibly fast.
Yes. Yes. We are purchasing our meat birds. We got a straight run. You can buy cockerels or you can buy pullets. That's what they're called when they're little. But we got straight run, which means it doesn't matter if it's male or female because they're all going to get butchered. And at 8 weeks, we will butcher the pullets, the hens. And then I'm sorry, I got that backwards. At 8 weeks, we'll butcher the cockerels because they're much bigger. I mean, we get them to be 12 pounds.
They're huge. They're small turkeys.
Right. And
they're still nice and tender.
They're still nice and tender, and they are able to walk around. I know a lot of folks, if they're too big, they'll break their legs. Ours have never ever
had
done
a problem.
that. Never done that.
Yep. And yes, if you go a little bit, leaner, they'll be a little more tender. But it's just based on we don't have a problem with it. We think that it's just fine. Yeah. They're tender.
Right. So we start out, we buy the chicks, and I found the most reasonable deal around here at $1.40 a chick, and we're getting 60 of them tomorrow.
Right. But all in all, when you're talking the cost of the animal, the cost of the feed, we don't pay for the butchering because we're doing it ourselves.
Right.
It's really cheap. It was something wasn't it below 50 cents a pound?
Yeah, I believe so.
It was below 50 cents a pound.
Because you got to incorporate the cost of your feed.
Yep.
Which they do eat quite a bit, but it goes, it works out in the end.
Yeah. And so, and another side benefit, which is not really, or should not be a side benefit, is we know exactly what those animals ate. We know that we're not giving them garbage.
Right.
And a bigger thing for us is they were treated well.
Yes.
They were treated with respect. If they got hurt, we take care of them. They've got a great place to be, fully provided for, fully cared for. I mean, if you've ever seen the way that birds are taken care of on a mechanized farm, you'll never eat it again.
No.
You just won't. They're treated worse than garbage. They throw them around, and the machinery is horrible.
Right.
And so we know what we are putting in our kids' bellies.
Right.
And so that for us is incredibly important.
Right.
Alicia's asking, do you ever do duck? And the answer is we did one duck one time.
Well, we had 3.
And we'll never do it again.
And we will never do it again. We picked the wrong breed of duck. We wanted these particular ducks. I don't even remember what they were called. We wanted these particular ducks for eggs.
We wanted to try the eggs.
We wanted to try the eggs because it was they lay a lot of eggs. Well, you know, they all turned out to be drakes. They turned out to be boys, so we weren't going to get a single egg. And then we decided to butcher them, and there was very little meat on them, and it was very tough.
Yep.
So we probably will never do that again.
Right. Tina Trevino is asking, can you show us how to milk a goat and prepare the milk? We have videos on that. Just go ahead and, search Big Family Homestead goat milk.
Right. We have done that in the past. We do not have goats any longer.
No.
So
it was, and the reason for getting rid of the goats was just basically because they were ruining the food of the cows.
Yes.
They would climb into the feeders and just hang out up there, and poop in it and pee in it, and it was like.
Yeah. Well, goats like to be up high. Well, when you've got this feeder on the ground, they like to stand in it. Well, it was just really challenging to be able to feed cows and goats in the same area. And we didn't have another barn to be able to put them somewhere else. So we figured it would just be easier since the goats were pretty much...
they were useless for us at
They
that
really
point.
were. I mean, we were using just the cow's milk. The only reason I was using the goat milk was to make cheese. I can live without goat cheese. I really can. And
Although
I still have some in the
goat
freezer.
cheese is, I don't like it just because, for me, goat's milk tastes like the boys smell when they're in rut.
It's gross, I know.
And let me tell you what, goats in rut, male goats, are the most disgusting animal I've ever seen. Let's just say I'm not going to get too graphic, but I'll say that any bodily fluid, and I mean every bodily fluid that they can
excrete,
go out, is all over their faces.
It's gross.
They put it on everything they can find, and that is why Zeus is an ex-goat for us.
Yes.
We didn't kill him and we didn't butcher him.
No,
we gave
them
him
away. Right.
Yeah. So anyway, but when you're talking about, we won't do ducks again.
No, and
They were messy.
I'll be honest, I do miss having goats, but not male goats. So I'm glad we have cows, and it works out really well because they're dual purpose for us. Whatever. If Macy has a male, then we will castrate it, he will become food. But
and
she
very
has
cheap, delicious steaks.
Right. She had a heifer this past month, and so she will end up being a milk cow for us.
Yep. So I think we've about wrapped it up.
I think so.
You think so? So again, just showing you the full account, guys. Let me get this back on here. $214 for real meals, real sides, and if we jack that up to $250, that's feeding 6 people for $250 a month. Then if you talk about breakfasts, if you're adding breakfasts and lunches in, considering that there's gonna be a lot of leftover days for lunches here,
right,
you're talking $350 a month to feed a family of 6.
Right. And with this, you can buy bread, but we make it.
Yep.
And it's very inexpensive. And we don't have a lot of bread on here. And we don't eat a lot of sandwiches. So it's, we have bread a few times a week.
Yep.
So.
And her bread is ridiculous. It's so good. I've become a bread snob. I'll only eat it the day she's baked it.
Yeah, he won't eat it.
Because it's so
for
good.
Toast. Even for toast, he won't make it.
It's so good the first day. It's like, I'll wait for another one.
What did I do? I spoil him rotten.
I'll wait for another one. Yeah. All right, guys. So with that, we're going to say adieu, adieu. Parting is such sweet and sour.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have an amazing day.
Yep.
Bye.